Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 29th Annual West Haven St. Patrick's Day celebration, where today we are honoring the great Keith M. Sweeney. We are going to stay as scheduled as we can today so that we beat the rain, so we're going to start right off with our Pledge of Allegiance, if you will join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Fiona Stewart is here with us today. She is a past New Haven St. Patrick's Day Parade Queen. She is the Assistant Chief of Staff to the New Haven St. Patrick's Day Parade, and she is going to join us and sing our Star-Spangled Banner and our Irish anthem, A Soldier's Song.
Thank you and good afternoon. We'll start off with a soldier's song. We'll sing a song, a soldier's song, with cheering, rousing chorus, as round our blazing fires we'll throng, with starry heavens o'er us, impatient for the coming fight. And as we wait the morning light, here in the silence of the night, we'll chant a soldier's song. Sin na field na fall, atá féol e gernin, buindar slur, artinter onni cui, fe floyd ser, Jantir sin ser fasta, Niag fyr na fina nofen troll, Anak the heims a varna bwel, Le gawn o'r gael gun bosh no sel, Le gun a shreik shulofig na belhen, Shulif conig aron na vin. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much, Fiona. She comes here every year to West Haven to grace us with her beautiful voice, and today was no exception. So now we're going to have our invocation from a man that is beloved by so many West Haven residents, our 2010 Irish Person of the Year, Father Jetty.
I am of Irish America. I am a child of immigrants. I am of a people who for over 800 years have bent a knee to no king but the King of Heaven, and bowed a head to no queen but the Queen of Heaven. I am of a dispersed people sent in slavery to Barbados, chains to Australia, famine to America. I am of a people who tore themselves from their father's trembling arms, kissed their mother's face goodbye, and traveled all over the world to keep a roof over their heads and food on the hungry table. I am of an empire upon which no sun can set. Wherever you go in this whole wide world, wherever a house of God is risen, a house of learning founded, a tree of liberty planted, there you will find the Irish Empire. Keith, may good St. Patrick bring you every blessing that endures. May his spirit evermore abide with you and yours. Amen. Keep going? Okay.
Do you mind staying up and
No.
adding a little color to our ceremony?
I had a whole list of stories, but with the weather, I'm just going to tell 3 quick stories. The first, I've had the privilege of being with Keith and a bunch of the other lads from town on several trips to Ireland. And one trip in a pub, Keith asked the barman, "What's the weather forecast for tomorrow?" He said, "I'll give you an Irish forecast. Go and look out the window." He says, "Can you see the mountains?" Keith said, "Yes." He said, "It's going to rain." "How do you know that?" Keith said. He said, "If you can see the mountains, it's going to rain. If you can't see them, it's raining." An Irish weather forecast. And then there was the morning in Galway where Keith and Steve Dargan were out walking around Galway Centre early in the morning. And there was a garbage truck making the rounds, picking up trash bins outside all of the stores. And as it approached Keith and Steve, the driver jumped out of the cab and the truck was still moving. So Keith grabbed Stephen, pushed him into a doorway, and saved him. Until he realized after the fact that in Ireland, the steering wheel is on the right side of the cab. And his act of heroism went for naught. And the final story, as we were getting ready to leave Ireland, we're going through U.S. pre-clearance customs in the airport, and they must have thought Keith looked suspicious because the officer said, "Open up your suitcase." And he found a bottle in there. He says to Keith, "What's in the bottle?" He says, "That's holy water from the shrine at Knock." So he opened the bottle and he put it under his nose. He said, "That's not holy water, that's Irish whiskey." Keith said, "Glory be to God, another miracle."
Thank you, Father Jetty. He does a great job. We're about to retire the existing street sign, but before we do, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge some of our special guests here today. First, please join me in giving a big thank you to Mary Melinda, who is our chairwoman for today's event and the entire committee that put today on. And I also want to acknowledge Joanne and Glenn Conlon, who also play an integral role in this celebration and would be here with us today, but they're in New York at the St. Patrick's Cathedral for a special mass in honor of Mariah. So our hearts are with them today, of course. I'd also like to recognize some of our special guests from our New Haven St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee. And I first want to start off with our queens. Where's our queens? Oh, the big wave. You're waving days. Because you won't be waving much longer. I think the best story from the parade was that the queens were being interviewed by WTNH at the end, and they said it was great. Everybody knew our name. Everybody was saying our name. How'd they know our name? And they said, it's on the side of the car. And then some of our officers from the New Haven St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee, Fiona, who was up here before, who's our Assistant Chief of Staff. And let me see, I'm trying to look and see. I hope I didn't miss any officers. But of course, a big round of applause for our longest standing and our great honor, and we were so proud of him, Seamus Bowen, our Grand Marshal. And a big shout out to all the parade committee members because it was 3 years in the making. and it didn't disappoint. It was a great parade. Thank you. I also want to recognize some of our past West Haven Irish Person of the Year that are here. I see Jimmy Morrissey, Billy Hackett, Kelly Ruckle, and again, Mary Melinda. And again, if anybody joined after I saw, just give a wave. I don't want to miss anybody. We also have our city officials that are here. Of course, Mayor Rossi, who you will be hearing from later on in the program. We also have our council members, Colleen O'Connor, Gary Donovan, Chief Massaro, who's our city council chairman, and Steve Johnstone. Big round of applause for them. Oh, and Robert Bruno, can't forget him. Our fine Italian friend. And of course, I want to mention Steve Dargan, our former state representative, just because we all love to mention Steve Dargan. And also, our police chief is here, Chief Perno, and our planning and zoning commissioner, Steve Mullins, is also here. Big round of applause for them as well. Assistant Chief Wiggy Johnson, where are you? I didn't see you. And Steve Scaffarello, our fire commissioner. I don't want to miss anybody. Okay, great. Thank you. I don't want anybody drinking Guinness later and call me up and yell at me who I forgot. That's right. Okay, so now it is time to retire our former street sign, which was named in honor of Joan Connor. For those of you who are my age and went to West Haven High School, she is fondly known as the Blue Lady, and she is the longest serving Irish Person of the Year for West Haven, and you served us very proudly, yes indeed. So hang on, let me get your sign.
Very nice.
Do you want to? One of you got to come get it.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Okay, so finally, we get to talk about our guest of honor, Keith, who for the remainder of the program. Oh, please sit down, sorry. And now, we get to talk about our man of the honor, Keith, who for the remainder of the program we will lovingly refer to as Sweeney. Sweeney has been an integral part of West Haven St. Patrick's Day celebrations as a committee member and participant, and was named the city's Irishman of the Year in 2020, which was postponed to 2021, which was postponed now to 2022. So a wait worth waiting for, and finally after a 2-year pause, Keith Sweeney is getting his well-deserved celebratory day today on St. Patrick's Day. Sweeney, whose grandparents hailed from the counties of Roscommon, Ireland, today will have a street sign hung in his honor because of his great accomplishments as a third-generation Irish American. At 68 years old, his accomplishments are many and significant, and it's a testament to the determination, joy, and hope of our Irish. In the 1890s, Sweeney's grandparents left the Emerald Isle in search of the American promise, settling here in West Haven. The youngest of 5 brothers, Sweeney grew up in a single-family home on Lake Avenue overlooking Lake Phipps. He attended West Haven schools and graduated from West Haven in 1972. Sweeney was married to the former Kathleen Johnson. They have 2 daughters, Erin Sweeney and Shannon Sweeney of Concord, Massachusetts, and 2 beautiful granddaughters, Etta and Nellie Seely of Concord. Sweeney is a member of the West Haven Irish American Club, was its Irishman of the Year in 1989. He is a former member of the Greater New Haven St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee. Sweeney, a longtime member of the West Haven St. Patrick's Day Committee, has participated in many Wearing of the Green celebrations by leading dignitaries in the opening procession and presenting the colors as a founding member of the West Haven Police Emerald Society. Sweeney is best known for his decorated career as a West Haven police officer and detective. He served on the department for 11 years, starting in 1979, and was the recipient of several commendations. Sweeney received the department's Purple Heart and Medal of Valor, along with the Connecticut State Police Medal of Bravery for gallantry in the line of duty while responding to an August 1988 mutual aid incident which he suffered a gunshot to his leg. During his distinguished tenure, Keith Sweeney was also the recipient of the International Narcotics Enforcement Officers Association Award and the Connecticut Narcotics Enforcement Officers Association Award. Sweeney is a former member of the New Haven County Detectives Association and retired from West Haven's finest in 1990. He later served as an instructor for the Connecticut State Police Training Academy in Meriden and was an investigator at the State's Attorney's Office for the New Haven Judicial District, retiring in 2012. Sweeney is a founding and charter member of the West Haven Police Emerald Society, was its Officer of the Year, and is past president, trustee, quartermaster, and treasurer. You tired yet? He is a lifetime member of the West Haven Elks Lodge 1537 and was its Elk of the Year in 2010. He is a past exalted ruler and has served as a trustee for nearly 30 years. Sweeney continued his public service by serving on the Board of Police Commissioners. He served as the first district council person. He served as a coach, and I think he may have served us over the years. Sweeney is a former recipient of the Jimmy Fun Award, and we are very proud. I think a lot of Irish eyes are smiling today as we honor these great accomplishments and tell you how proud we are of you, that you are an ambassador and you represent our Irish American culture very proudly. And with that, I am going to bring up, I'm doing double duty today because I'm your state rep too. Okay? So, do you want to join me at the podium and we'll. Yeah, he's gotten a few of these before. Okay, can never have too many. Okay.
Steve used to get them nice wooden blocks.
Steve's were nicer?
Yeah. Well, not nice. You had them framed and everything else.
I gotta work on that. Okay. So, be it here known to all that the Connecticut General Assembly hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to Keith Sweeney in recognition of being honored as West Haven's 2022 Irish Person of the Year at the 29th Annual St. Patrick's Day celebration. As a member of the West Haven Irish American Club and founding member of the West Haven Police Emerald Society, you are a true advocate for preserving and promoting the Irish culture and are most deserving of this honor. As a third-generation Irish American, you have dedicated many years to serving your community. As a West Haven police officer and detective, member of the Board of Police Commissions, and a former city council person. Your community is very proud of you, and today we recognize you and celebrate your devotion to the city of West Haven. Signed, everybody. I don't have to listen. And while this is your official citation, I know that of all the roles, the role you probably cherish most is that of family man and loyal friend. So with that, I'm going to ask Mayor Rossi to come up. May as well stay up here. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very, very much. Welcome, everyone. And the rain's doing good. Knock wood, we're hoping it stays this way. Thank you all for coming. I have from the City of West Haven a proclamation for Keith Sweeney. Whereas, as this 29th annual St. Patrick's Day celebration postponed for 2 years because of the coronavirus pandemic, the City of West Haven honors its 2022 Irish Person of the Year, Keith M. Sweeney, for devoting his time, talents, and energy to the Irish American community. Keith Sweeney's Irish eyes have smiled on the clan of Erin as a goodwill ambassador of our robust Irish American society. A dedicated professional of the highest order, he has poured his heart and soul into sharing and preserving the culture of Ireland and the teachings of St. Patrick, personifying qualities of an Irish Westie and the values of an American Catholic. Keith Sweeney, whose legacy have woven many threads of green into red, white, and blue, is a second-generation Irish American and is proud of his rich heritage. More than 200 years ago, countless Irish people, escaping the Great Famine, embraced the dream of a brighter future and departed the Emerald Isle for a new beginning in the United States, With indomitable spirit and unshakable perseverance, these sons and daughters of Erin embarked on a perilous journey to make their new home in a place of hope and promise. And when they landed on our shores, they shared the true treasures of their homeland song and literature, human and tradition, faith and family. Keith Sweeney's accomplishments are a testament to the determination, joy, and hope of the Irish. And on this special day, we remember with pride the inspiring contributions of Irish Americans like Keith Sweeney to our way of life. Now, therefore, I, Nancy R. Rossi, Mayor of the City of West Haven, Connecticut, do hereby proclaim March 17, 2022, as Keith M. Sweeney Day in the City of West Haven, Connecticut. The entire city extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion. Congratulations, well deserved. And there you are. And one other, I don't know if you want to put it on now.
Too warm.
That's what I was worried about.
Yeah.
Just considering you have shorts on, I kind of thought that, but here is. Yeah. And I'm just going to put this over for you. Let you take it from here. And here, everyone, is he? The what? Oh, the sign? Okay, we're going to do the sign. Is it up here? Okay,
So
so we're going to,
yeah, you're gonna do the sign, then come back
you're going to come too?
on the flag. We can do it when they come back. Yeah. Okay, so no, I'll stay here. I'll direct from here. So we're gonna do a count of three, Keith. Ready? And everybody join me. 1, 2, 3. Three. I think you've got to give me the flag too.
Yeah, because I was worried about like where's the flag and everybody.
Yeah.
And we have. And now we're going to present the Irish flag. Yeah. There we go. This is nice. Beautiful. Holding it back up, right?
We'll just fold it up a little bit here. Oh, well. Thank the good Lord, you held off the rain for a little while. I figured for sure the minute we stepped outside, it would start pouring. It is Irish weather. I spoke to Father Mark yesterday and also Jimmy Morsi this morning, and they both said, typical Irish weather, Sween, you brought it on. I want to thank everyone for coming here today, and I just have a few words. I cut them down because I thought it would be really pouring, but to all the elected officials, there's too many of you to mention, and Dorinda already did a great job doing that. To my good friend Dorinda Borer for the MC, past recipients, family, friends, the West Haven Police Honor Guard, Chief Perno, members of the West Haven PD, the New Haven County Emerald Society Pipes and Drums. Guys, thank you so much. I want to first thank the St. Patrick's Day Committee for bestowing this honor on me. As a lifetime Westie and a longtime member of the committee, I know all too well the hard work and dedication that goes into putting on this event. I am humbled and honored to receive this distinguished award following of all the great previous recipients who have worked so hard trying to keep up the Irish tradition and the Irish heritage and tradition of our forefathers. Whether it was working on the Parade Committee, member of one of the different Irish societies in the area, or our own very West Haven Irish American Club. We have to recognize all the hard work they do in an effort to keep the Irish traditions alive. As we all know, this ceremony has been postponed for the past couple of years, and I would like to acknowledge Joan Connor, the Blue Lady, who used to chase me around in high school. COVID has taken a toll on everyone. And Jesus was with God, and he looked across the table and said, "Where have you been the past 2 years? God replied, "I've been in Ireland, Jesus." With a shocked look, Jesus said, "So there's been a pandemic over 2 years. It's been raging around the world, and you've been in Ireland?" He said, "Yes, my son." "But what have you been doing there?" He said, God leaned over and whispered, "I've been working from home." I've been working from home. I'm very proud to be a charter member of the West Haven Police Emerald Society, who for many years represented the city of West Haven at many functions and parades throughout New England, winning many awards to bring back to our city. Coming from Irish roots, both sets of my grandparents came from Ireland. One set from County Offaly and Roscommon in County Leitrim. My dear friend Rich Byrne, Woody as we all know, family also comes from Roscommon. There's a rumor that we might be related, but we both deny it. Some of my fondest memories of the many travels was when 4 friends have traveled to Ireland together. A cop, a fireman, a politician, and a priest. There's a joke in there somewhere, but that's for another day. We would all tell the locals what our vocations were back in the States, and that one of the many people who we spoke to could get them correct. Dargan was always picked out as the priest, and we all know Dargan's no priest. As we would travel the countryside, Father Jetty would point out the numerous sites and key places of interest. Some of the best would be at night at some of the pubs, of course, we would find along the way. As you know, driving in Ireland is not real safe for someone from the States, so Mark would always drive. We figured we'd be safe as he has extensive experience driving in Ireland from his many excursions there. Plus, we felt we would be safe with a good padre at the wheel. If you have never visited Ireland, put it on your bucket list. I would be remiss if I didn't mention my family. Everyone knows Kathy. How she didn't kill me for all those meetings and events I went to all those years is beyond me. My brother Bruce, fire commissioner, Center District for over 40 years, and has been an elected or appointed official in West Haven since the age of 21. Don't want to say how old he is, but he's been serving the citizens of West Haven for over 55 years. My 2 Irish daughters, Shannon, and my 2 granddaughters, Etta and Nellie, who unfortunately couldn't make it down from Concord due to one of the kids being a little under the weather. And my daughter, Erin Ann. Everyone knows Erin. Erin Ann, yes she can. Erin turned 35 years old today, and of course, Brian.
Erin, would you stand up, please?
She loves me. Where am I here? I also want to thank all my numerous adopted nephews and all my good travel buddies, whom I've shared many trips to Notre Dame, pro and college football games, UConn women's games, and Final Fours. Go UConn. I would also like to acknowledge all of my many dear friends who have passed on over the past couple of years, who I miss dearly. I can't name them all because I'll forget somebody and then I'll feel terrible forever. But one great friend who came home from Gaylord today after being in the hospital and rehab for the past 4 months due to COVID, Paul Rapinoe. Paul is a retired Center District paramedic and fire lieutenant. And Paul, if you don't know Paul, and you don't know the story, Paul saved my life the night I was shot on duty so many, many years ago. Please keep Paul in your prayers. As a lifelong Westie, and I'm very proud of my town, Mayor, even though I'm not a police commissioner anymore, I hate that people call my town West Haven. While serving on the board, one of my main duties was trying to tackle the blight issues in our town. I still extend my offer to continue to work on the blight issue. The offer is still standing. Just contact me or have Commissioner McCarthy, where's my friend Commissioner McCarthy? Contact me and I'd be more than willing to step in and jump in and do anything to try to solve this issue here that is unfortunately through the past couple of years has just gotten really out of control. Again, thank you all for coming here to celebrate this day with me. God bless West Haven. God bless Ireland. God bless the United States.
Beautiful job, Keith. One big round of applause, one last time for our award recipient, Keith Sweeney. You done good, you done good. So we're about to conclude. I just want to make a couple announcements first. I recognize former Mayor Ed O'Brien. I didn't see you before. Big round of applause for him as well. We want to thank our Emerald Society. We want to thank our Honor Guard. We have a luncheon that is planned across the street at the First Congregational Church that everyone is welcome to attend. And before everybody disperse, because we want to be organized, we're going to take a couple of pictures, Keith and his family over at the stage under the sign, and past Irish Award recipients from West Haven, if they can go over to the stage as well. We're going to take a picture all together. Okay? So with that, we thank you all for being here. We hope you enjoy your St. Patrick's Day and go forth. And what do we say? May the wind be at your back and may the sun shine warmly upon your face. Thank you, everyone.